Eugene Robinson, columnist, Washington Post, wanted to weigh in on what's going on in Wisconsin.
I'm not entirely sure that Scott Walker is going to come out of this as smelling as sweet as everybody else seems to think he is. In the end, Scott Walker's managed to do something I didn't think could be done. He's kind of made organized labor kind of cool, made young people pay attention to organized labor in a way that they hadn't in a while. So as a kind of organizing tool, as a rallying cause, this might not be the worst thing that could happen to the labor movement.
Ladies and gentlemen, is this really what's happened? Does it sound to you, as you watch this situation, does it appear to you that organized labor is coming off as cool in Wisconsin? And that the Governor Scott Walker has made that the overriding notable thing from this whole process? Really? Organized labor is cool? From Eugene Robinson? Takes me into a story here that appears in the Los Angeles Times, and this story is highly gratifying to me. We have been talking about Wisconsin, what it means, also Ohio, Indiana, and the potential for Armageddon. I mean, this is the potential Armageddon for organized labor, public sector unions as money laundering operations for the Democrat Party. And I am always gratified when I see a seminal central point made on this program migrate into the state-controlled media. It's a news analysis piece by Mark Barabek, or Barabek, I don't know how he pronounces it, in the LA Times. Union battle in the Midwest, a pull for political power. Republican governors are going up against organized labor, hitting at the heart of the Democrat Party, which depends heavily on union money and manpower. He goes on to say that it's all on the line in Wisconsin. Now, I'm not going to charge plagiarism here, even if there was plagiarism. I am thrilled that this has moved into this particular element of the state-controlled media. Let's give you some of the examples of what I'm talking about. The labor fight blazing in Madison, Wisconsin, and other state capitals is more than a feud over budgets or the rights of government employees. It is a battle that could fundamentally change the practice of politics in this country, with enormous consequences in 2012 and beyond. By striking at organized labor, a pugnacious group of Republican governors is hitting at the heart of the Democrat Party, which banks heavily on union money and manpower. That explains the resistance from the White House, Democrats in Congress, and most fiercely, their liberal allies from New York to California. This is all about pure political power, said Paul Maslin, a party strategist whose orifice is just a block from Wisconsin's capital. If they break the unions here, it'll spread state by state nationwide. Also, fundamentally important here is that Wisconsin is a battleground state. Already you can see stories percolating out there. If Obama loses Wisconsin, he loses the presidency. Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker has proposed deep cuts in benefits for most state workers, saying their belt tightening is necessary to help close the budget deficit, $3.6 billion. But Walker and newly elected Republicans go on further by seeking to strip state employees of most of their collective bargaining rights. He also would make it harder for unions to organize state workers and collect dues, moves that could diminish labor's clout and deplete its coffers, ultimately hurting Democrats who lean on that support. Right here it is. This is in the LA Times, the truth of what's going on there, which you have heard all week on this program. It's very simple. Michael Fraioli, a Democrat strategist who works closely with organized labor, says very simple. Wealthy individuals and corporations can still give 6-, 7-, 8-figure checks to all the candidates, state parties, and causes they want to. If you take away unions and their ability to organize, you cut at the heart of our financial support. Well, Mr. Fraioli, let's be serious about something. Everyone wants to talk about the Koch brothers here. The Koch brothers can give a maximum of $40-some-odd thousand. Whatever they give is dwarfed by what these unions give, not just to the Democrat Party, but other Democrat Party candidates, such as Obama. You know, I really cannot overemphasize the fact that this is a strict money laundering operation. Let me repeat the data that we had yesterday about the stimulus. Might have been a couple days ago. Wisconsin got $701 million in the stimulus. It's just a little under 10%. And $600 million of that $700 million went to the unions, public sector unions. The whole purpose of the stimulus bill was during a recession to make sure that public sector unions were not laid off by giving states money to keep them on the payroll. And the reason for this was, as long as they work, they're paying union dues, and those union dues end up right at the coffers of the Democrat National Committee, Barack Obama, or what have you. So it's simply a transfer of wealth. Simply redistribution of wealth. All the while, the regime telling everybody it's for shovel-ready projects. Roads, bridges, schools, rebuild the infrastructure. Why, we're going to create 3 to 4 million private sector jobs. Unemployment will never go higher than 8%. And in fact, easily 75 to 80% of the money, if not more, went to public sector union employees. All for the express purpose of making sure the recession did not affect them. I mean, even after the stimulus, Obama came back during another crisis point for $26 billion additional dollars specifically for teachers. This was under the guise of your children's teachers might be laid off in California and in other states, and we cannot allow your kids to suffer because it's all about the children. So California, the Los Angeles School District, got some of the money, but they did not use it to hire new teachers. They used it to fund the existing health care and pension plans of teachers currently on the payroll, and to see to it that some of that $26 billion ended up back with the Democrat Party. It's a money laundering operation. And here the L.A. Times story, this news analysis gets it right. What's at stake for the Democrats? Essentially, folks, it's your money taken from you via taxes, income taxes in your state. That money is being used to pay public employees salaries and benefits on average twice what you make. The union dues from those salaries are automatically deducted, in some cases by the state, other cases by the federal government, other cases by the union. But regardless, the money ends up back at the Democrat Party. In other words, people are coerced. You are giving money to the Democrat Party via your taxes, via public employees. You don't even know it, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. And that's why everybody now realizes what this is really all about. This is, for Democrats and unions, Armageddon. And the bottom line here essentially is that what we need to do is take the public sector union's ATM card away from the taxpayer's ATM machine. The taxpayer's ATM machine is empty. But the public sector union's ATM cards continue to be used.